What's up guys, Readiness Reviews here with you again. And what the heck is going on? Why is everything already out and ready to eat? Well, I actually just got through filming a segment with HBO for the show How To with John Wilson. They wanted to do a segment on old military rations and eating them, and for whatever reason, they chose me to be the guy they wanted to talk to for the show. So we just finished that up, and as you can see, we opened up a food packet Long Range Patrol beef and rice menu number 4. This is the first generation LRP with the foil-lined canvas package. Date of production on this is most likely mid-60s to very early 70s. Spoiler alert, this is the oldest food I've ever eaten. This was a fantastic experience for me because I've always wanted to try out one of these canvas bags LRPs. LRP rations are probably my favorite US ration to eat because even the old ones have a high likelihood of still being edible. John Wilson really gained my respect. Everything I tried, he tried as well, and I really thought very highly of that. He's a brave dude. We had some leftovers, so I think we need to finish those off on my channel. So this main at this point is thoroughly cold. It has been completely rehydrated. Of course, originally, like any LRP, this was a freeze-dried main. The beef and the rice were completely dried, and I tried just a little piece of beef by itself to start with, and it actually seemed like it was going to be okay. When we first opened this, my heart initially sank because the package for the main here no longer had a vacuum seal. It was very loosely packed, and it should not be like that, but we really got lucky with this because even though that vacuum seal was broken, the food itself still held up relatively okay. We also opened up a 1952 dated B-Unit crackers and cookie packed by Lake Odessa Canning Company, Lake Odessa, Michigan. This was from my personal collection. They brought the LRP for us to try, but I opened this out of my own collection. This is one I've been sitting on for a while, so we did open that as well. We did not prepare any drinks though, and I definitely want to give this cocoa beverage powder a try because it feels to be in pretty dang good shape. That's a cocoa beverage powder type 1 fortified, Maple Island Incorporated, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I intend to keep as much of this packaging as possible, so we're gonna cut this from the back with a very sharp knife. That's a paper package with a foil liner, and check that powder out. Besides smelling a little bit like cardboard or paper, it still smells okay. I think I'm gonna christen my World War II canteen cup with this Vietnam era cocoa beverage powder. You can see the date on the cup there, 1944. It's kicking up a bit of a dust cloud. And I have a pre-measured 8 ounces of hot water. It's not really smelling like much yet. It does have a distinct cocoa aroma to it, but very light. It's a little bit clumpy. Check those chunks out. Give that a minute to rest. Sadly, our 2 packs of coffee instant seem to have solidified into solid sheets, and that's never a good sign. This one feels a little bit better than this one, so I think we'll open one of these just to check it out. Oh yeah, that looks awful. Oh no, gross. Look, it's chunky and covered in white mold. Still smells like coffee. I'm surely not drinking that. I'll eat basically anything, but I draw the line at mold. Let's get into this main. This has been sitting out for a while now, and it is stone cold. That's a piece of disgusting fat, and the beef in this appears to be little pieces of ground beef, and it's pretty evenly distributed all throughout the rice mixture. When I first mixed this up, it was very soupy, but the longer it set, the more water it absorbed, and now it's sort of just like a mushy rice and beef mix. The smell coming off of this is not very pleasant whatsoever. It's not rancid smelling necessarily, but it does have sort of a weird fatty smell to it. It's a little bit musty. It has this odd old paper, cardboard library book thing going on. After HBO left, I got both my mom and my dad to try a bite of this, and both of them ended up spitting it out. But both myself and John had several bites earlier, and no ill effects yet. Let's go in for another big bite of this so I can revisit that nearly 60-year-old beef and rice flavor. Yeah, pretty much tastes the same. It's not good. It's pretty salty. It's a little bit metallic tasting. The fats have solidified at this point and don't feel very good. It was better when it was hot. You can see them sort of smearing on the spoon there. My biggest complaint of this is the meat itself. The meat is very gristly and sort of spongy. I think the quality of pizza they were using back then for the troops wasn't the best. They were just kind of tossing cows in the grinder and not really caring what was going into it. And that kind of shows in this. Anytime you run into a big piece of meat, it's pretty much guaranteed to have a piece of gristle in there too. Everything is completely rehydrated and soft. These canvas bag LRPs are not cheap. The going rate at this point is right around $100 usually. And there's no way I'm letting a single bite of edible $100 food go to waste. So I'm going to be finishing this LRP off. I'm sure this has lost some nutritional value over time. And I can't imagine this is exactly what it tasted like back in the day. But to be completely honest, I would not be totally surprised if it did taste sort of similar to this. Almost no spices or anything going on. There's a little hint of onion. Even though it's not the most tasty thing by any stretch, I'm getting no ill mouth effects, no numbness, no weird tingling or burning sensation or anything like that. I'm fairly certain that this is completely harmless and fine to eat. It's just not the most palatable dish, and I don't know that it ever was. All right, let's go in for a drink of our cocoa beverage powder. One more quick stir, and finally the taste test. Oh no. Well, that's disappointing. This stuff is disgusting. Oh, look at the sludge in the bottom of the cup there. It's settled in the corner. This is not good at all, guys. Oh my God. I was like, oh, cocoa powder, how bad could it be? This stuff is rank. Let's get another sip. It has no chocolate flavor left. It has a little bit of sweetness, like the sugar's held up, but this just tastes like old milk. Ugh, it's gross, but I keep drinking it for some reason. This might have old milk powder in it, and if it does, I'm probably gonna be filling it later. It might actually cause some vomiting or upset stomach, but come on, man, I can't let this stuff go to waste. Get another big sip. Wow, that is truly horrendous. It's gritty. Oh, it's not good at all. No one should drink this. You know, we're sort of getting down to the bottom there. I'm actually feeling like I'm gonna start gagging on it. All right, so I'll come back to that in a minute. That's about as much as I can handle for right now. Oh, whew. Okay, we tried a little bit of this on cam. I don't know if it'll make it to that episode or not. This was a Type 3 fruit-flavored cornflake bar, Class 2 lemon. And these are very simply packed in just this very thin cellophane. 90 times out of 100, these have gone completely rancid and are no longer good. It just so happens the one that we had in this ration hasn't gone rancid at all, and it's still completely edible. There's a nice little chunk of it there. Let's try that out. So this cornflake bar is very soft and just like breaks apart immediately upon eating it. It's sweet, but that's about the only discernible flavor. It no longer tastes of lemon. There is a little hint of sort of like a citric acid thing going on. Just very, very slight background lemon flavor. Other than that, this tastes like you're eating paper. I don't think there's any nutritional content left in this besides the sugar. The texture's good. There's no weird smells. It's not rancid or anything, but something about eating this just doesn't feel like eating food. Let's break that up. You can make sort of a porridge with this, and that's something that we didn't get a chance to do with HBO, so I guess I'll do it now. It breaks up very easily. I'm just one hand crumbling it there. It's amazing in the kind of package that this bar was in that it's still edible as it is. So I have just a tiny amount of hot water and give that a mix. Well, it's soaked up like every bit of the water. Now it's in like porridge form. It made sort of a weird cornflake oatmeal cereal kind of deal. It doesn't look bad. Let's give that a taste. The way I was saying that it doesn't seem like food before, it seems a little bit more like food now. It's still almost devoid of flavor, besides a very scant background hint of citrus. I would imagine this was pretty good back in the day though, because it's still good enough to eat, even now. And one more bite of that. Oddly enough, I kind of like it. Now that the cocoa beverage has had time to mellow, let's get another, oh God, look at it. It keeps separating. The chocolate powder is just like sludge in the bottom of the cup. Let's get another sip of that. Oh, nope, still just as bad, if not worse now that it's cooling off. Whew, that stuff. Man, we should have did that with HBO. He would have got a kick out of that. Now this B unit has thoroughly been devoured at this point. We have 1 cracker and a half left. The cookie is gone. It was pretty much perfect. John and myself split it evenly. So we have a cracker and a half left. This cracker was on the top of the can. I decided not to eat it earlier because it has this black stuff on it that looks sort of mold-like. It was touching the lid of the can though, so that put some discoloration on it. This one was in the middle and it's in perfect shape. These crackers are a lot thicker than the ones I've ran across in the past. They're different from like a Vietnam Era cracker. They're very light and airy, and they are sprinkled with salt on the top. Let's bite into that. Oh yeah, very nice and crunchy. They have a very saltine like cracker taste. They don't taste like a modern MRE cracker. They suck all the moisture from your mouth so you definitely need something to drink while eating on these. But for something packed in 1952, it doesn't get any better than this. If you would have told me this was packed yesterday, I would believe you. And now for the cracker that was questionable, I think we'll put some 1960s beef and rice on a 1950s cracker and give that a try together. The cracker's better by itself, but the beef and rice is better with the cracker. One more bite of that big piece of meat. Yeah, I've about had my fill on that one. I think I'll reheat it and finish it up though. This ration did have a Stimudent interdental stimulator in it. And as much as I want to open this up and talk about it on cam, I actually want to keep this for my collection in its wrapper, so I'm not going to open it this go around. I will see if one of these matches light though. These matches are designed especially for damp climates, but they will not light when wet or after long exposure, several weeks, to very damp air. Produced by Diamond Match Division, New York, New York. They have red tips. Let's see if they strike. Took two, but it lit right up. And I'm waving it, but then it's not going out easily. They're actually pretty good matches. All right, guys, short and sweet. Food packet, Long Range Patrol, beef with rice, menu number 4. Most likely from the 1960s in the Gen 1 canvas package. It was an amazing experience to finally get to open up one of these old LRPs and eat what it contained. Hopefully some of the footage that we shot actually makes it to air. So check out HBO's How To with John Wilson if you're interested in seeing the footage that HBO captured with me today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you liked this video, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let me know what you thought about this ration down in the comments. Thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.